What's up, boys? Ilia to slime Charles Oliveira last weekend, and in the post-fight speech, Ilia was talking shit about three people, saying, "Where's that blonde bitch? This fucking pussy with his back hurts," and I forgot what the fuck he said about Justin Gaethje. I don't even remember, but he was talking about three different people in his post-fight speech: Justin Gaethje, Arman Sarukian, and Paddy Pimblett. And what did Joe Rogan think that who he was talking about? Back problems. I don't even think Paddy has back problems. But Joe Rogan, for some reason, thought he was talking about Paddy Pimblett, but just because he said there's a blonde bitch in the crowd. And you must be talking about Paddy Pimblett. And then Paddy Pimblett somehow gets his happy ass in the cage, looking like he just won the lottery, of course, because I don't know how this number 10 ranked motherfucker is going to be justified a title shot, or how he thinks he's going to be justified a title shot at lightweight, even though he's ranked number 10. I'm pretty sure Paddy thinks he needs one more. But again, we have two other contenders that are in this title race for the belt for a shot against Ilia Topuria. So today in this video, we're going to break down and just try to see, out of the three contenders, Paddy Pimblett, Justin Gaethje, and Arman Sarukian, what are their pros and cons against Ilia Topuria, and basically what is their strengths to win, what's their weaknesses that will cause them their L. Let's get straight into it, guys. So first off, Justin Gaethje. I'm ranking this from worst to least worst, bro. Worst to best. And I think everybody, Justin Gaethje is the worst. The worst out of the three. Justin Gaethje, like I said, these are my, I didn't put no pros and cons. I just said one thing. Three things. Will not win. Please retire. Entitled ass motherfucker. Justin Gaethje, coming off 2 wins against Rafael Fiziev, 1 on short notice, 1 at war, and then before that knocked out Justin Poirier. I want a title shot, man. I don't know how the fuck he talks. He talks retarded, and he just has brain damage. And so Justin Gaethje, I don't know what he's thinking, man. Entitled as fuck, thinking that he deserves a title shot after beating Rafael Fiziev, who is ranked number 12 right now on short notice. Justin Gaethje wants a title shot. No. You need one more. You beat Rafael Fiziev on short notice, was your last fight. Please fight a contender. Stop asking for the title, you bum. He will not win anyways. Justin Gaethje will not win anyways. Justin Gaethje is going to go in there with the same game plan of going in there and trying to have a war. A 1-round war with Ilia Topuria, ending in him being knocked out. This man got knocked out by Max Holloway. Basically pieced up by Max Holloway over 5 rounds and knocked out bad in the last 10 seconds of their fight, of course, everybody knows. But Justin Gaethje, man, he's going to go out there trying to scrap with Ilia Topuria like he always does. And, buddy, your time has passed, brother. Your time has passed. The Max Holloway knockout was bad. I can only imagine how bad this one's going to be, seeing how Max Holloway just outclassed him and then knocked him out over 5 rounds, and Ilia Topuria put Max out in round 3. And credit to Ilia Topuria. I don't think people remember Ilia was. Max, people think he was winning on damage or winning on output, but again, Ilia was winning on the damage, man. Winning on the damage, always finding those left, while Max was circling out off the cage. I don't know if people saw this one. Ilia threw a 3-2, like a hook into a cross or 1-2, and then delayed the left hook and then landed while Max Holloway is circling right against the cage. That was a big moment in that fight that not really a lot of people noticed. And then Ilia was landing good right hands, slipping, dipping, and ripping right hands, and overall can just see everything coming against Max Holloway. And I can only imagine what he can see coming against Justin Gaethje. People could say Justin Gaethje has the chaos. He can cause the chaos, but we've seen that Ilia can survive the chaos in the Charles Oliveira fight. Charles tried to initiate the chaos, but Ilia Topuria timed it and read Charles like a book. So, I burped there. He read Charles like a book. Ilia Topuria, jab to the body, jab to the head, step back, like a slight reset, and then as soon as you see Charles move, mirrored try to throw the jab. So he's trying to throw the jab. It overall just deflected Charles's jab, and then the right hook down the pipe and the left hook to overall just seal the deal, man. I mean, Charles was out on the first punch. Charles was out on the right hand, and that left hook just sent him flying down. And if he can do that to Charles, time him perfectly, and overall just find his openings, initiate and find the jab early in the fight, I can only imagine what this man's going to do to Justin Gaethje, bro. Justin Gaethje will get molested out there, that's for sure. And Justin Gaethje, man, he's just going to go out there trying to fight the fight he always fights, and then he's just going to get absolutely annihilated in the octagon. No one wants to see it because they know that Ilia Topuria is just going to slime Justin Gaethje like he did Oliveira. And Justin Gaethje would just go down again and probably retire after that. But this man, bro, he's like, if he doesn't get it, if he's saying that if he doesn't get a title shot, he will retire. And I don't know where the entitlement comes from, but Dana White is kind of back at it right now, man. After being humiliated by John Jones, he is not taking any more fucking risks. And Dana White just said, well, if you're thinking about retiring, you should probably do it, kid. And that right there is what we need from Dana White. I mean, Justin Gaethje, you know, he doesn't have, the fucking, he doesn't have the leeway to say some shit like that, really. What has he done, really, in the sport? Like Dustin Poirier, he lost all his title fights. And I got an itch in my throat. Fuck. He lost all the title fights he was in. And of course, this man is mainly just like a lightweight grifter, bro. Always looking for a title shot. Gets undeserved title shots. Fought Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler. Like, it seems like that those three were just fighting each other a million times. And now it's just, after losing to Max Holloway the way he did, it's just, there's no hype behind the fight, man. There's no hype behind Ilia and Gaethje, because we know that Ilia is going to slam him out cold, and there's nothing really that's going to add to Ilia's legacy whatsoever. So, Justin Gaethje will not win. Please retire, untitled ass motherfucker. Please get out of the sport. Stop asking for undeserved title shots. And if you're going to retire, please retire. Because, again, bro, there's nothing more you can add to the division, my brother. And get him out of here, bro. Moving on. Han Sanitizer, boy. Paddy Pimblett has the second best chance to beat Ilia Topuria, man. The pros. He has a jiu-jitsu safety net, brother. Jiu-jitsu safety net. Paddy Pimblett's been using his jiu-jitsu safety net his whole career when he's getting pieced up on the feet. Of course, he will find that submission somewhere against mainly almost anybody. Bobby Green, Michael Chandler. That is so shitty for me to say that he could find the submission against anybody, and I just mentioned those two shitty names. But, out of the three we're given, it's better than anything Justin Gaethje has for a game plan to beat Ilia Topuria. So that jiu-jitsu safety net's going to come in handy because that top control, that scrambles, the submissions off the back, the submissions off the top, and overall, that safety net and that ability helps him, is way better than anything that Justin Gaethje has in store for Ilia, man. That jiu-jitsu safety net. And then another thing, he will not engage in the pocket with Ilia. I have a feeling that Paddy Pimblett's actually a smart fighter. He's actually a smart fighter. He will not try to get into range and in the pocket with Ilia, where Ilia can fucking land those big right hands and those leading with those left hooks right after. Those jabs to the body, straights to the body, hooks up top right after that, straight to the body. Things that Paddy Pimblett does not want to be in. He does not want to be in that pocket where you get hit with those big ass bombs. And I think Paddy Pimblett's a smart fighter. Deep down, I think he's a smart fighter. And he will have a game plan. He will have a game plan against Ilia. I don't know if that's going like, trying to be the stronger grappler. Because again, Paddy Pimblett is a big lightweight. But so is Ilia. So I think that game plan will be mainly just a jiu-jitsu game plan. mixing it in with the low kicks and maybe the head kicks up top, trying to occupy the hands of Ilia Topuria. But I don't know, man. He will have a game plan unlike Gaethje. That probably, yeah, like I said, maybe a jiu-jitsu game plan and head kicks up top, trying to get that head kick off like Jai Herbert did against Ilia, which is probably unlikely, but that will most likely try to be the game plan for Ilia, for Paddy Pimblett. And Paddy Pimblett, man, he knows his strengths and weaknesses. I think Paddy knows against certain opponents, especially these pros and cons are based off Ilia. Paddy Pimblett does know his strengths and weaknesses. And Paddy Pimblett's not going to expose his weaknesses and be out there in the pocket with Ilia and try to strike with Ilia and trying to outstrike Ilia on the outside. And he knows you can't do that. He knows he can't. And he knows his strengths are in the grappling and are in the submission ability. So, him knowing that alone just makes him a better chance, gives him a better chance of beating Ilia than Justin Gaethje ever had. Because Gaethje only has one way of winning, and that's it. Paddy has multiple. And knowing his strengths and weaknesses and where he's going to get caught and where he's not and where he's going to be the strongest and where he's going to have the most success, he knows that. And I think that's going to come into his favor if he ever fights Ilia. And also, the confidence. Paddy Pimblett walks around with that confidence like he could beat anybody, even though we know he probably won't beat a lot of people. He believes that he's a champion. He believes that he's going to beat anybody that's put in front of him. And ultimately, I think he can win that mental warfare with Ilia. That mental warfare of talking shit back and forth, calling him a sausage, calling him a fucking fat sausage. And I think he wins that mental warfare with Ilia because Ilia, he can't speak English now, but I think Paddy Pimblett overall is just a better shit talker overall. And I think he can get that mental warfare with Ilia, which will help him in the fight. You know, Paddy Pimblett, if he comes off talking shit and saying some crazy ass shit like dropping the bombs on Georgia was justified. You know, honestly, lad, I think we could drop another bomb on Georgia. I think Russia did it really good. Or however the fuck he says it in his Scouser accent. But that mental warfare with Ilia, talking shit, saying some bad things about Georgia or Spain or whatever. Spain's full of immigrants, lad. Fucking gays. And something like that to spice it up with Ilia. And also just to get it going, man. Get it going. Get that mental warfare going. Get that promotion going. And I think Paddy Pimblett will win that mental warfare, man. Just overall just talking shit and saying some out-of-pocket shit. Really, that will get them the mental warfare with Ilia. And I think that'll mainly have Ilia fight emotional. Even though we've never seen Ilia kind of do that in his career because he hasn't really fought anybody who talks a lot of shit. You know, Volk's very humble. Holloway's humble. But, you know, Holloway's humble, but does have some shit-talking chops. Charles Oliveira is all about respect. But if he goes in there against somebody who is going to be talking shit, trying to challenge him mentally, and overall just getting into his head, it's going to be Paddy. It's going to be Paddy Pimblett. So, going to the cons. Horrid striking. Horrid. Paddy Pimblett was looking good against Michael Chandler because Michael Chandler is such an ass fighter. And when it comes to against Ilia with these pros and cons, Paddy Pimblett striking is horrid. Horrid. Chin wide open. I mean, Paddy Pimblett with those side kicks up the middle, man. Front kicks up the middle. Crazy, weird, shitty looking lunging right hands. And overall, just really no technique in the striking. And compared to Ilia, man, it's just horrid, bro. Horrid. Disgusting. Disgusting. His chin's wide open, man. The defense. Paddy Pimblett was getting cracked. Paddy Pimblett lost to Jared Gordon, bro. When Paddy Pimblett lost to Jared Gordon, his main fucking reason why he lost to Jared Gordon is that he just kept getting caught on the feet. Caught on the feet, chin wide open. Scousers don't get knocked out. He took that to another level, and it really just lost him the fight because he was just getting hit way too much and had nothing to show for it. Credit, he did break his foot, but again, bro, getting fucking smacked left and right, bro. Chin wide open. And against someone like Ilia, who just knocked out Charles Oliveira, who has his chin wide open, Paddy Pimblett is probably going to meet that same fate if he doesn't fix that horrid ass striking and that wide open ass chin. I don't know if Paddy's going to really go far in the fight with his pros, man. Because that wide open chin, but again, like I said, has the game plan, knows his strengths and weaknesses, will not engage in the pocket. I think he won't do that. But again, if he does, that horrid ass striking and that wide open ass chin is going to get him fucking knocked out, man. And he won't have the physicality advantage as well. So what I mean by that is that, Paddy is a big lightweight, but so is Ilia, bro. Ilia is fucking thick for a fucking lightweight, man. And I think they cancel out each other with the physicality because Ilia, he does look fucking big, and Paddy is just fucking huge and fat overall. So it's like he won't have that physicality advantage like he did over Chandler or Bobby Green. So it's like it's really just gonna cancel out. So I think in the grappling it'll be even really when it comes to the strengths and how strong Paddy is versus Ilia's strengths. And he won't have that advantage and over Ilia because Ilia is strong. Ilia is stocky and short, and him trying to get to his hips or trying to get a trip on him will just be really hard. I mean, Ilia Topuria just fucking outgrappled Charles Oliveira. Able to reverse a throw mid-air, hips landing to the mat, getting on top position, passing Charles Oliveira's guard, getting the crucifix. It's like he's able to out-physical and outsmart Charles Oliveira in the grappling. And, man, and just, Paddy Pimblett, I'm sure his grappling is on par or not. I mean, because again, bro, Charles Oliveira couldn't submit Michael Chandler or really get him into very bad positions. I mean, he did have his back, but again, bro, he's not finishing Michael Chandler. Paddy Pimblett did. So I think Paddy Pimblett's grappling mixed in with his MMA, ground and pound and striking, man, I think it'll do better against Ilia. Honestly, it will. I think it'll do better against Ilia, and that physicality are basically that physicality advantage is evening out with Ilia. It'll be better. It'll do better than Charles Oliveira's grappling than he tried against Ilia, because Charles Oliveira just got out physicality and outsmarted, but I don't think that really happens against Paddy Pimblett really. So yeah, I think it'll even out with the physicality advantage. And Paddy's just really going to have to rely on more technique because him and Ilia are probably going to be the same strength or have the same strength on each other. So, yeah. And then I think Paddy Pimblett will go leg kick for leg kick with Ilia. Paddy Pimblett tried implementing that leg kick with Michael Chandler. And again, horrid striking and telegraphed. And Ilia is going to see it from a mile away. Not only that, Ilia has... And I think that leg kick to Paddy, he thinks that's a good game plan to beat Ilia, to minimize his movement, to cripple his leg. But again, Ilia can check those. Ilia has great leg kicks himself, and I think Paddy Pimblett's going to try to go for that leg kick because he tried going for those leg kicks against Michael Chandler. So I think for Paddy Pimblett, that's not going to be a good thing for him because Ilia, he is going to check him. Ilia, he does deliver crazy leg kicks himself because people are so scared of the power. They're not expecting that rear leg kick income and just smacking that calf, bro. And that's another con for Paddy Pimblett, man, is he'll try to go leg kick for leg kick with Ilia. And honestly, if he tries doing that, it's going to be bad for him because he's going to get so confused about that leg kick and just overall probably get cracked after getting exposed with his horrid striking and his wide-ass chin and not being able to out-physicality Ilia on the ground and rely on technique. And him trying to go leg kick for leg kick with Ilia just won't go well because Ilia's going to check it. Ilia's going to deliver him back. Ilia's going to crack him in his calf. And, yeah, man. So, overall, oh, my God. I mean, Paddy Pimblett, he does have a chance against Ilia. Trying to get him to fight emotional. Trying to use that jiu-jitsu. Trying to really outsmart Ilia in the grappling. And trying to, not try to get out physicality, even though I don't think he will, like Charles did. Um, yeah, and if he sticks to his game plan, knows your strength and weaknesses, not exchange in the pocket, grappling, use that jiu-jitsu safety net, and confidence. But and try to not have that hard ass striking. Work on the striking. Not have that wide ass chin, open ass chin, and not trying to go tit for tat with Ilia Topuria, man. Tit for tat with Ilia Topuria is gonna get you knocked out, dude. You're gonna get confused with the leg kicks and the body shots, and then eventually he's gonna land a hook or a slip right hand over the top. It's gonna put you down. He's gonna put you out. So Paddy Pimblett, yeah, I think he's gonna lose. after all that, yeah, I think he's gonna lose. So second best out of the three, man, Paddy Pimblett. I gave you his pros and cons, but we gotta move on, bro. We gotta move on from this, bro. So moving on, Arman Tsarukyan. I think Arman Tsarukyan overall, everybody knows this, has the best chance of beating Ilia Topuria out of the three. And of course, I got my pros. My number one pro, that X Factor wrestling. Arman Tsarukyan has that X Factor wrestling. I think he can get Ilia to the ground. I think he can get Ilia to the ground. I think he's a stronger grappler than Charles Oliveira, of course. So I think he can get Ilia to the ground. And overall, just have the takedown always available. You know, Ilia is going to be preparing for it against Arman. But I think still Arman will get him down. Arman will go to those single legs. Arman will go with that body lock to the trips. And Arman has that good MMA striking, man. Arman can mix it up in the MMA striking, man. Not only with the wrestling, Arman, he can land big knees in the right hands right after like he did against Beneil Dariush. He could land big hooks in the pocket like against Charles Oliveira. And that MMA striking mixing up with that X Factor wrestling overall makes him a very dangerous fighter, bro. Very dangerous fighter. And him mixing it with that wrestling and that MMA striking, it overall really got him this far in his career. Got him this far, number 2 lightweight in the division. Has the best chance of beating Ilia Topuria at lightweight. And this man scrambles like an egg. The scrambles against the 5-round scrambles against Mateusz Gamrot and that cardio that he has is insane. Insane. Scrambling with Mateusz Gamrot like that, I don't think Ilia can go scramble for scramble that long against Mateusz Gamrot. And those scrambles are going to probably, if this fight goes to decision, might win him this fight. Those scrambles, getting on top, landing the ground and pound. Like I said, and then also big for lightweight. Big for lightweight. Arman Tsarukyan is a big lightweight. It is Ilia's height. But I think he is a thicker lightweight and bigger, overall bigger than Ilia Topuria. And that great ground and pound mixed in with that scrambling and the good MMA wrestling and X Factor and good MMA striking won him that fight against Charles Oliveira. Again, I know he went to decision, but Ilia knocked out Charles Oliveira. But overall, that wrestling and that scrambling, it's Arman's thing. He loves going to the wrestling. He loves mixing it in with the striking. And he wants this man, that great ground and pound, those big elbows on the ground. The control time, the top control overall was so great from Arman Tsarukyan. And he went scramble for scramble with Islam Makhachev. Who has ever went scramble for scramble with Islam Makhachev other than Volk? No one has went scramble for scramble like that with Islam Makhachev other than Volkanovski. And that is impressive. Knowing that he can go scramble for scramble with Islam. Back in the day, of course, like they were not as developed as they are now. But I can only imagine how good these two have gotten. I mean, we saw how good Islam has gotten, but how good Arman has gotten, out-grappling Charles Oliveira. Out-grappled him. Got caught in a few submissions, of course, but overall in the fight, he did out-grapple Charles Oliveira. And then going scramble for scramble, man, with Islam Makhachev, the man who Ilia is chasing, and the guy who is overall going to be going down. Probably Islam Makhachev is going to go down as one of the greatest mixed martial arts fighters of all time. And it's from Dagestan wrestling. Arman went scramble for scramble with him. Scramble for scramble. Back and forth. And Arman has that decent KO power. Arman can crack, man. He has stud. Arman can crack. He did knock out Benil Dariush, but again, Dariush doesn't have the really greatest chin. Arman Tsarukyan does have that good pop. He does land good heavy shots. And I think Arman will follow that game plan. Game plan is going to be initiating the wrestling, winning the scrambles, getting the top control over Ilia. Ilia, he's really, really honed in. He loves knocking people out. And I think Arman is just going to go back to that straight wrestling approach, a straight MMA grappling approach, scrambling like an egg, that initiating the ground and pound, and overall just winning the wrestling exchanges with Ilia Topuria. And Arman's flexibility, Arman's scramble, Arman's overall IQ when it comes to scrambling is so good. I think he could beat Ilia Topuria that way. Again, Ilia Topuria did out-grapple Charles Oliveira, but so did Arman Tsarukyan. So it's going to be a clash between these two. It's going to be a clash of grappling between these two. And I think Arman will follow that game plan of that wrestling smudge game plan against Ilia Topuria, because Arman's not going to trade in the pocket with fucking Ilia Topuria. He's not going to do that. He's going to try to get it down to the ground and win the scrambles. And Arman has great cardio. Awesome cardio. They're able to go 5 rounds of scrambling, of wrestling with Mateusz Gamrot and arguably win. It's crazy. And him being able to go scramble for scramble with Mateusz Gamrot and arguably win, it's crazy. To go 5 rounds of scrambling. And that great cardio and pushing Ilia Topuria's cardio like that with the scrambling, it's going to be a huge thing, a huge advantage for Arman Tsarukyan. Because again, we've seen Ilia Topuria's grappling against Charles Oliveira, and we've seen that he got past Oliveira's guard, got him in the crucifix, and Ilia, that is impressive. But again, Arman Tsarukyan, he did maintain top control over Charles Oliveira. He did out-grapple him. So it's kind of like Ilia has a more impressive grappling moment, even though he doesn't have he didn't even know he wasn't on top for very long. Passing Oliveira's guard and putting him into a crucifix and escaping the leg attack is impressive. Escaping that heel hook, getting out, sleeping Charles Oliveira on the feet. That is impressive. And the grappling, of course. But I think Arman, he's just right there. Right there. He doesn't have any flashy grappling moments against Charles Oliveira. Overall, just maintain top control. But I think that grappling is going to be really a problem for Ilia. I really think it is. And that great cardio and that scrambling that he did with Islam Makhachev, scrambling for 5 rounds against Mateusz Gamrot, it's like, that's so impressive. I mean, that's underrated right now. I mean, Ilia Topuria, of course, people are gonna think he's gonna beat everybody at lightweight. I don't know who beats him. People are saying shit like that. I don't know who beats him, but Arman does still have a good chance. You can't count on Arman right now because Ilia knocked out Charles Oliveira, who walked right into that right hand. Arman's not. Arman's gonna fight a whole different fight against Ilia Topuria, and he's going to initiate the grappling. He's going to go scramble for scramble. He's going to use that cardio. He's going to follow that game plan. He's going to use that ground and pound. And he's going to use that experience with Islam Makhachev to his advantage in the wrestling, of course. And Arman could out-grapple Ilia Topuria, man. People forget, man. Arman can grapple. Everybody knows that, but they're just forgetting about Arman Tsarukyan's scrambling ability, forgetting about his dominant grappling win over Charles Oliveira, going scramble for scramble with Islam Makhachev. It's great. Arman Tsarukyan has a really good chance of beating Ilia Topuria with that wrestling alone. But the cons, man. The cons, of course. This has to come to it. The cons. Arman can be hit, man. This man was getting rocked against Thiago Moises. He got rocked on the feet against Thiago Moises, going a little jelly-legged for a little bit like Kevin Lee. He can be caught. Can't be hit. He can be hit, of course. Everybody can be hit. But again, Arman, he has kind of a blockhead, not really using great head movement. And yeah, he can be hit. If he's getting almost knocked, if he's getting wobbled by fucking Thiago Moises, unranked Thiago Moises. This man can be caught by Ilia Topuria. Everybody can. But in this case, the cons is that he can be hit. He can be hit. Not everybody's perfect, man. He can be hit. Can be hit. Block head. Not really good head movement. And is that going to help him? Nope. No. So, but that's obvious. He can be hit. And the block head, getting rocked by Thiago Moises, being unranked. Again, but if Ilia Topuria hits him with that shameless shot that Thiago hit him with, he's going out. He's going out. And that's really what Arman's really huge disadvantages is that the power discrepancy and the boxing discrepancy between the two. And another thing about Arman Tsarukyan that Ilia can pull off after seeing his impressive grappling performance against Charles Oliveira. He can be caught in submissions. Getting caught in a guillotine, getting put in a Darce choke. And I'm pretty sure Ilia, looking at his submissions on the regional scene, like in Cage Warriors and shit like that. I think he got a submission in Cage Warriors, I'm pretty sure. But seeing how fluid Ilia's grappling was on the come up, he can catch Arman in a submission. This could be like a Darce choke when they're going for a scramble, and the Arman just really forgets about his neck, or just doesn't really, or overall, Ilia outsmarts him in the jiu-jitsu and puts him in a Darce choke. Because I don't think Ilia is going to go for a guillotine against Arman Tsarukyan, and I think it's most likely for an Ilia submission is going to be an arm choke, or Darce choke, really. And I think Arman can be caught in that submission while scrambling, because I think against Ilia, he's not going to be thinking about the submissions, of course. He's going to be trying to just get on top of Ilia. Stay on top, win the rounds based on control time and ground and pound shots. And I think if they're scrambling really good in the dry in the first or second round, I think Ilia can catch him in a Darce choke. I think he can't be caught in it. So, another thing, Arman's been inactive, bro. He hasn't fought since UFC 300, April of last year. And we already passed that. He hasn't fought in a year. And again, Dana White exposed this, bro. Dana White said this. Dana White said, he's like, well, he couldn't make weight. Something like that. About Arman Tsarukyan and him pulling out of the UFC 311 against Islam. He said he didn't make weight. He couldn't make weight. We were told that it was a whole back issue. We were told that he hurt his back, where people were posting clips of him fucking spinning around his head and shit against Fernina Drama and shit like that. There's posting him fucking doing neck exercises, and that's what people were thinking. He hurt his back, but Dana said he just couldn't make weight. And they just didn't want to say that, I guess, to everybody, but Dana just spills the fucking beans at a random press conference after UFC 317. So it's like, what the fuck? So that bad weight cut possibility does weigh in. Because if he can't make weight, of course, and has that bad weight cut, the overall is just going to obviously going to hinder his performance during fight night. And yeah, man, it's just Dana exposing that and keeping it hidden all this time. We were just thinking that he hurt his back, and overall, and he just missed weight. Why didn't we know that when it fucking happened? I don't know why they kept that in, but knowing that now, he does have that bad weight cut possibility. And if this man's hit clean, he will go to sleep. Obviously, that's fucking fucking obvious. Mr. Obvious over here. Especially against someone against Ilia Topuria. And a big one here. Unfocused. When I'm on social media, I'm looking to see Arman Tsarukyan. He's eating caviar, eating like 10 grand worth of caviar in one sitting. This man's out with the cars. This man's out doing interviews. This man's flirting with Nina Drama, trying like a bad boy and shit. I see this man everywhere but training. Everywhere but training or trying to get back into the cage. And trying not to fight a contender. This man doesn't want to fight Justin Gaethje. This man doesn't want to fight Paddy. He just wants a title shot. He just thinks he's next in line after he didn't make weight for a title fight? How do you expect to get a title fight back again if you didn't make weight for the last one, my brother? If you couldn't make weight, why the fuck are you trying to get another title shot like you're owed a title shot? You're not owed anything, my brother. You need another fucking win. You need to fight Justin Gaethje. You need to fight Paddy Pimblett. You need to fight one of those fucking two because, bro, you miss weight on 1 day's notice and they have to sacrifice fucking Renato Moicano to Islam Makhachev, and we have to live with that as MMA fans? Fuck you, dude. You don't get any sort of entitlement or any sort of fucking leeway at all just because you're ranked number 2 and you had a good performance against Charles Oliveira. You won the decision, and then you miss weight on a day's notice and fuck up a whole event. Fuck no, dude. Back to the fucking... You're set back in the line, my brother. You need to fight Justin Gaethje or Paddy Pimblett. Most likely is going to fight. I don't know, man. I mean, if... I'm guessing... The only thing that makes sense right now, because if... Seeing after what Drick has said, I think that if that's the case, Paddy Pimblett, Justin Gaethje, then what the fuck is Arman doing? I mean, I guess those two, I guess they're going to make the Arman Tsarukyan matchup if they have to, if Ilia wants to be active. So they have to give Arman Tsarukyan that fight. They have to give Arman Tsarukyan that fight. So, because if Ilia wants to fight in December, and then that Paddy Pimblett supposed to fight Justin Gaethje in in August, they're not gonna do a few month turnaround and then fight Ilia Topuria in December. And of course, that which can change depending on if Justin Gaethje knocks out Paddy Pimblett in the first round, or Paddy Pimblett knocks out Justin Gaethje without having a scratch and willing to go back in there into another fucking fight camp to fight Ilia Topuria. A 4-month turnaround. 4-month turnaround. And can they do it? I don't know. So, if they can't do that, they're going to give Arman Tsarukyan this fucking shot. But even at that time, dude, if they don't give Arman Tsarukyan the shot, and Arman Tsarukyan is just waiting all this time until next year to fight Ilia, he's not going to have been fighting for a fucking almost a year and a half, almost 2 years, dude. A year and a half, mainly. So it's like, I don't know, man. This man's just fucking sitting on ice. And he already has everything. He already has a rich daddy. So it's like, what does this guy have to prove, bro? Why does this guy have to fight if he's already well off? And just overall being unfocused, man. Flirting with needing drama, fucking not making weight, eating 10K of caviar, out eating somewhere, always in America, just fucking chilling and shit. Like, bro, when are you gonna fight? And just expecting a title shot, expecting to go back in there and have a good performance, even though he hasn't fought in over almost a year and a half at this point. And if he fights in December, it could have been 2 years since he last fought. No, a year and a half after he last fought. It's like, man, Arman Tsarukyan, he needs to lock the fuck in, man, because if he's still fucking diddle-daddling around, this man's just not going to have a good performance, and he's going to have that ring rust, and he's probably going to get slept and not implement his game plan like I said he is going to. Please prove me right. Yeah, man, unfocused. And if that Paddy Pimblett, Justin Gaethje match is true, if they don't want to make that 4-month turnaround, which I highly doubt they are, Arman Tsarukyan's going to fight in December. And I don't see him training. I don't see Dana giving him that shot. Dana does not fucking like him. So they're going to make him sit him on ice. They're going to have Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje fight for a title shot, and those two are going to get it. And then Arman Tsarukyan's probably going to have to fight one of those, or just wait. Or overall, just wait a year and a half to fight again. A year and a half, almost 2 years to fight it again. It's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy if they're going to do Arman Tsarukyan this badly. But again, if the boss doesn't like you, man, why do you think you're going to fucking just get a title shot or do well, bro? That's not going to happen, my brother. So, yeah, guys. that is the video. Who is going to beat Ilia Topuria? Who has the best chance of beating Ilia Topuria, man? Overall, we got Justin Gaethje not having a fucking chance in the world. Paddy Pimblett having the somewhat of a chance and having that jiu-jitsu safety net, of course, being his most lucky chance. Most lucky. His most highly chance of winning. And then you got Arman Tsarukyan. Overall, just an overall well-rounded fighter. Great aspect of wrestling. Scrambles like crazy. But again, just unfocused. Hasn't been in the cage. Inactive. Bad weight cut possibility. Can get caught on the feet. Everyone he can. But, yeah, man, that is overall the video. I think Arman Tsarukyan is obviously the best guy to have a chance beating Ilia Topuria. And we'll see, guys. We will see. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.